Whenever I'm building the official LEGO set, I'm always asking myself, during this building process, what new or interesting building technique I can learn from this LEGO set. Since this is an official LEGO set, meaning it is brilliantly crafted by the intelligent and creative LEGO designer team. So I always keep my mind open and curious to try and seek for some good building tips that the designer would like to share with us. Because I personally think no matter how big or small a set is, very likely we can learn and gain some insight if we are looking close enough on the building process and technique being used in the official LEGO set. This may eventually enhance your building skills, know about some advanced technique, problem-solving method, and probably some innovative approaches that can significantly elevate the quality and creativity of your own mod. So, I decided to pick out one of my favorite set which I just got recently, which is this 40649 Scale Up LEGO Minifigure, and digging deep and focusing on the build technique which I can learn from it. Maybe I'm a mod builder and probably the same to you as well. That's why I love to see how others design, create and build their MOC. Hi! If you are new to here, I'm Wing Yu. I've started my LEGO mod journey since 2014 and I'm a big fan of LEGO City, mostly collecting LEGO cities related themes like modular streets and some creator sets. I always love to challenge myself and try out different kind of MOC themes. Like I've built some MOCs for Star Wars, Friends, of course for the city themes too. In this video, I will go through 10 interesting building techniques with you which I discovered from this 40649 Scale Up LEGO Minifigure set. We can see what we can learn from Leonard Barrow, which is the designer for this Scale Up Minifigure set, and take a deeper look together to see how professionals approach some creative challenges. Probably this will provide you some new perspective and ideas to improve your own building skills as well. Okay, so let's start to build and see what we can inspire from here. A clever formations between 1x2 and 1x3 technique bricks. It's a really neat trick. By stacking these bricks and leaving a 2 brick gap in height between them, you can create this super slick 75-degree angle. It's a simple method, but it adds such a dynamic touch to your models. This technique is perfect for anyone who's looking to add a bit of flair to their build with angles that are just right, not too steep and not too shallow. By making use of these technique bricks and pins I just talked about, plus the 43056 hinge plate here, we can see this little piece is a gem for breaking out of the traditional LEGO grid, giving us that half stud offset that is pure gold for intricate design. And when you combine this with a 1x2 and 1x3 technique grouping, we can get a close perfect recipe for a super slick 75-degree angle. You can see it's an ideal slant for the slight profile of a minifigure, giving it that dynamic and realistic posture. After that, the designer used a simple snot technique to cover the top body and make it flat at the top, simple but yet useful. By using the 2654 2x2 round plate with rounded bottom together with 44728 bracket, the designer turned the stud 180 degrees upside down. one of the inspiring methods that we see in this set. A nice way to use the snot again to fill up the hollow hole in between the leg, rather than using the normal brake to fill it up, which will burn out a number of brakes over here. Then it is followed by using 22885 brake modified with start on side with a plate level up the top. Using a hinge plate to create the 45-degree angle of the minifigure arm. The angle fits nicely with the 24503 by 3 wedge plate. Using a single piece of 60212 2x4 mudguard is a nice little touch. It increases the stability instead of using 3 separate plates to create this outcome. Combining few different brackets and brake modified start on side brakes, the designer created 4 full sides plus another top side of building faces in order to create the minifigure cap base. Here we found some interesting combinations. Technic plates plus lift arm plus gear and pins. The designer creatively using these few different elements to create out some sort like a mechanical brain features inside the cap. It's really interesting and yet pretty. Okay, so we have finally finished building this set. How many techniques do you pick up along the way which you think can be applied to your current or upcoming mock? Tell me about it at the comment sections below. Personally, I like the technique which the designer used the technique breaks and pin, taking the advantage of the 43056 hinge plate to create the half start of the usual grid to create the 75-degree angle of the minifigure side body. Because I think it might be very useful if I'm going to build some unique building shapes. Of course, I will expect some minor tweaking is needed in order to fit my situations. Then secondly, it's the method that used the snot to fill up the hollow hole in between the hollow area in the leg, rather than using the normal bricks to fill it up. This is also another takeaway which I found is useful if I wanted to fill up some hollow area and don't want to burn out a lot of bricks. Maybe I think you can relate this as well. So what about you? What's your key takeaway from this video? If you have gained something today, even just a tiny bit, it would be nice if you could hit that like button so that I can know that people like you love this kind of content, and I may continue to produce this kind of content more and more in the future, as long as this video is valuable to everyone. If you are just about to start or just thinking of starting your mock journey, I suggest you can watch this video here where I share about how and where you can start your mock journey, and I'll also share with you how I started mine too. Lastly, you may subscribe to the channel for more LEGO knowledge to keep your build fresh and exciting. And remember, in the world of LEGO, there are always new discovery waiting for you. Happy building and see you on the next one.